13 through 17 says it this way.
For all who are led by the Spirit of God are sons of God. For you did not receive the spirit of slavery to fall back in fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption as sons, by whom we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and fellow heirs with Christ, provided we suffer with him, in order that we may also be glorified with him.
See, no one is born into the family of God. Instead, by receiving the Spirit, we become God's children and join his family forever. And if we do, we not only get to take on the family name, but also the right and privilege to call him Abba, or in English, Daddy. And this joining of his family is more than a legal transaction. It is an invitation to an intimate relationship with him. And what's more, his children are also his heirs. They receive belonging, yes, and an invitation to a relationship, yes, but they also receive all the riches of the Father. They get to enjoy the family blessings. And all of this is offered to those who love him. It is offered not because his children were special, or better, or skilled, or important. They are not loved for what they have done. So why are they loved and adoptively chosen by God? Why does he love them? Because he decided to. The gospel is an adoption story. The story you will hear tonight about the orphan trains is a celebration of adoption. And as it turns out, adoption is the story of many people in this room tonight. So if you are adopted or the family member of someone who is adopted, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Now, please silence your devices and enjoy Pack Player's performance of Orphan Trains.
Families, single men, single women, and children.
1,000 of them a day. Pour to our new country.
For 50 years running, 1,000 people a day.
Poured into New York Harbor.
For a new life.
A better life.
Another chance.
To reinvent themselves.
And from all over the world they come.
Ireland.
Germany.
Greece.
Russia.
Italy, Scotland, Hungary,
Egypt.
Turkey. Denmark.
Romania.
China.
Morocco.
From all over the world they come. 1,000 people a day for 50 years.
The Reverend Brace to speak at Trinity Church tonight. Community meeting at 7 p.m.
What are you feeling today? Do you like corn?
We have a dangerous situation in our city. Children everywhere. Orphans, neglected, abused. According to police, over 10,000 of them in our streets, living like beggars, like animals. Good Christian people can no longer afford to look the other way.
Yes. Yes.
It's all the foreigners. They're ruining our country. Can't even take care of their own.
It's not their fault sometimes. A lot of them died in the fever epidemic.
Those slums they live in, conditions beyond belief.
Whatever the reason for their parents being gone, alive, or dead, they are in our streets and we must do something.
Yes. Hear, hear.
But Reverend, we have got the orphan asylums, you know.
It's true.
I do charity work there. They do a really good job, those orphans.
But they're turning children away.
Really?
All of them, even the convent orphanages. They're overflowing and cannot care for a fraction of the children who are in our streets.
So we build more orphanages.
there's a better way for these children than orphanages. To give them fresh air, the country, a clean, simple life with loving families on farms in the West and in the South.
You're saying farm families want them? Why?
How do you know that?
I posted notices in newspapers all over the West. There are thousands of good Christian farmers and ranchers whose families will take in orphans and give them homes and a good life.
Yes!
And so the Orphan Train Project was born. We raised thousands in donations for train fare for the orphans. Trainloads of children, mostly immigrant children, orphaned or neglected, ages 6 months to 15, leave New York every week for the West to 47 states and territories for 75 years. The Orphan Train program started in April of 1912. Most of the orphans we served were living on the street, just trying to survive. Many of them formed gangs to protect themselves, and police locked up children as young as 5 years old to help deal with the public nuisance the vast sea of orphans had become for our city. This is no way for children to live. However, there were also children that the Children's Aid Society needed to help because their homes were no longer safe. Children like Elliot Bobo.
What do you want?
It's the police, sir! We're here to speak to you about your son!
What did that boy do? I'll whip him for making the police come to my door.
Open the door, please!
Elliot, get in here, you worthless boy.
Yes, Father? You called me?
Mr. Bobo, open this door or we will break it down!
What did you tell the police?
Nothing, honest!
Mr. Bobo, this is your formal notice. Your son is being removed from your home due to extreme neglect as reported by your neighbors. They say you've been leaving him for days, not giving him clean clothes or enough food. We're forced to take him into custody of the state, sir.
We know that your wife died a few years ago, sir, and we are very sorry about that. But it's for his own good.
You know what? See what I care. At least there's one less mouth to feed. Get out, all of you. Get out. Why?
And just like that, another child became the ward of the Children's Aid Society. Kids like Elliot Bobo had nothing to their name. With nowhere to go because orphanages and foster homes were overrun throughout the city, the only choice was to send these orphans by train to other places where families could adopt them and care for them. Places like Cane Hill, Arkansas, where volunteer chaperones from our organization brought the kids to meet their new families. For weeks in advance, the local newspapers would share the date and the time of arrival of the orphan trains, inviting all families who were interested in adopting to come to the platform and meet the children.
Why, hello there, son. What's your name?
This is Elliot Bobo, sir, 7 years old from Boston.
Nice to meet your acquaintance, young man. Would you like to come live on my farm?
You smell bad. You haven't had a bath in a year, probably.
Elliot, you mind your manners, boy.
Well, I reckon farm work ain't always clean, but it's honest work. Look, son, if you live with me, we'll work hard, but you'll have a good life. My farm is right over that hill over there. If you come to the other side of the platform, I think you can see.
Let go of me! I don't want to go!
Whoa there, son. Not gonna hurt you.
Elliot, you be kind to this nice man.
I don't want to go, Ms. White!
Hey, it's gonna be all right. You'll have a good home, plenty of food, a warm bed.
But I don't know you.
I know it's scary, son, but sometimes you gotta take a leap of faith. Trust me.
Thank you, sir. Right this way to sign the papers. Your wife should come and sign them too. Is she around?
No, ma'am. I lost my sweet Gracie around 4 years ago now.
I'm so sorry, sir. I meant no offense.
It's all right, young lady. I do miss her every day, though. It's just me on the farm, and I need some help. But I also need a family. I'll take good care of him.
Of course, sir. Right this way. We'll get those papers all taken care of.
And that was it. I went from a father who drank himself half to death and beat me, to a loving father who took care of my every need. He taught me how to fish, how to swim, all kinds of things. Life wasn't perfect, but it was good.
And so, the Children's Aid Society started the enormous task of placing tens of thousands of children into new homes across the country. Orphan train leaves New York City for Port Judson, Missouri!
All right, children. Board the train. Quickly now, 3 to a seat. Make sure you have your bags. Vladimir, I told you no extra things, just your clothes.
But, Mrs. Tibbet, it was my father's.
Where you're going, you won't be needing it. You'll have a new life.
Mrs. Tibbet, music is everything to me. It is my country. It is my very best friend. It is everything.
Vladimir, you have a whole life ahead of you. You will make new friends and have a new family. And you won't be needing strange instruments from faraway places. This is your country now. No more arguments. Hand it over.
I am the oldest of 5. Mama and Papa were good to us all, but Papa went to work at the docks one day and never came back. Mama went to look for him and asked around. Some say he was killed. We'll never know. We were still all right, though. We took in laundry, and my brother sold papers. But then Mama died of fever after Gina was born, and then they came for us. I don't know where my 3 siblings are now. They promised they'd keep us together. They promised. And I promised Mama I'd never leave Gina.
All right, children, come off now. Hurry. Single file line in front of the train, please. Chins up. Hello, sirs, ma'ams. My name is Aja Estelle Albright from the Children's Aid Society. I have papers on each child's ages and backgrounds.
Look, George, a little baby. I want the baby, George.
Ma'am, my wife, she gave birth to a stillborn about a year ago. Been wanting to adopt a baby off these trains ever since. This is the first baby we've seen off the trains since a year. We would like to take her, ma'am. Raise her like our own.
Her name's Gina. We're sisters.
And where's your mother?
She died in childbirth. We've been at the orphanage for 5 months.
Oh, she's so beautiful. George, look at her, George. We'll sign the papers now and go home with her.
Oh,
George?
Ma'am, take me too. Oh, I'll be good. I can cook and I can wash clothes.
George!
Just a moment, sir, ma'am. This isn't a problem. It happens all the time when children get separated. Now listen, Maria. I know this is hard, but these folks want Gina, and you'll have to let her go.
But I promised Mama we'd stay together.
Maria, when we found you, all 5 of you, you were living in the storeroom of the sewing factory. Absolutely filthy, with no food. Gina would be dead if it weren't for us.
But why don't they want me too?
Because their baby died. Now they want Gina. And if you love her, you'll let her go. Here you are, Mr. and Mrs. Singer.
That was the last time I saw my sister. The train went south to Arkansas, and I was adopted by an elderly couple who owned a small farm. They were kind, had no children of their own, so they adopted me and gave me a wonderful life. But I'd had given it up all in a minute just to see my mother's face again, my brothers and my sister, for just one day. I was given a good life, but I could never forget that there was another me, a part of my past that was taken from me.
August 1914, New York Orphan Asylum. A train is scheduled to leave the next day for 3 cities in Illinois. The train will be full to make more room at the orphanage.
Why can't they stay at the orphanage, Mr. Clifford? Just till I get back on my feet again. Their mother's dead, and I've been sick, and I couldn't work. But I'm almost better now.
This is to certify that I am the father and only legal guardian of Patrick and Michael Burke. I hereby freely and of my own will agree for the Children's Aid Society to provide them homes until they are of age. I promise not to interfere in any of the arrangements that they may make. Milo P. Burke. You need to sign here, Mr. Burke.
But I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Clifford. I just need you to keep him a few more weeks. Please don't put him on the trains.
Mr. Burke. Look you've got consumption, sir. You won't last past Christmas. Now, do what's best for your boys. I promise I'll give them good homes. Besides, when you left them here, they became wards of the city. It's best, Mr. Burke. Please sign.
And so, Pa signed the papers. We told her not to worry, that even if they did put us on the trains, we'd find a way back to him.
Here, don't lose this, Patrick. Now write to me when you're settled. As long as you have this address, you'll always be able to find me.
Patrick Burke, get on this train now.
Hold on to that now. Keep it in a safe place. God be with you, Patrick. God be with you, Michael.
All right, children, we are in Three Rivers, Illinois, and these fine families have come to give you good new homes. File out now. Stand in a single line along the train.
Wait, Michael, I forgot something.
Get in line with the others now.
But I lost an envelope. I need to find it.
You won't be needing an envelope for where you are now. This place is your new life now. Get in line.
Then we did find that envelope with my pa's address on it. Michael was a doctor in Three Rivers, and I never saw him again. Then I got put with a family in Nebraska. Never adopted me, just went in cheap labor. That's about it. Still, wasn't bad though. Learning to ride a horse, herd cows, grow crops. Never saw my pa again. I wanted to go back as soon as I turned 16, but my buddies talked me out of it. Said he'd probably be dead, so I never went. But at night, I see Pa's and Michael's faces, and I hear Pa talking to me in his brogue.
May 1915, an orphan train leaves New York for points west. Final stop, Kansas.
All right, children, we're in Germantown, Kansas, and the good families here have come to open their homes and hearts to you for wonderful new lives on their farms. Quickly now, single file, stand on the platform. Come on, children. Get closer here. Good job. Go on. Yes, this is number 7. Yes, yes.
What's your name, son?
It ain't son, and I ain't your son.
How old are you?
Not old enough to be left alone where I was.
Clara, this one's a character. Have you ever ridden a horse? Are you hungry?
This one's 14. Says his name is Chris. Chris Schultz.
Well, I'm mighty pleased to make your acquaintance, Chris Schultz. How would you like to live on the farm with Miss Lathy and me?
He'll accept Mr. Lathy, won't you, Chris?
I guess so. I got nothing to lose. Am I gonna go to school and all? Or are you gonna work me like a dog?
Chris, you'll go to school and do chores and have fun just like my other 2 children.
You got 2 kids, what do you want me for?
To give you a home, Chris. We'd like to be your parents if you like us. But right now, let's go home for some stew and biscuits.
We got this.
That was my life for as long as I can remember.
Why don't you wash up at the pump out back before we eat? There's soap out there, and a wooden tub already filled with hot water. Here. Arthur!
What is it?
Or Chris. Not a Christopher, but a Christine.
What?
She's a girl. Go see for yourself.
No.
Don't go see for yourself.
Wait, I'm sorry. I should have told you at the train station. But I was afraid.
Afraid of what?
That you wouldn't want me if you knew I was a girl.
How long have you been dressing as a boy?
Since I was 5 or 6. See, in the city, they only let the boys sell newspapers. They won't let the girls. So I dressed as a boy to get me a job in a newsstand. I ended up one of the best new hawkers in New York. Hey, get your papers here.
Well, Chris, you can be a girl here with us. You go to school and live with us as a part of our family.
And tomorrow, we'll go to town and get you some dresses.
That was the first day of my new life. My life was Christine Lathy, daughter of Arthur and Clara Lathy of Germantown, Kansas. Even though I'd never been to school and was behind, I could read. I did well at Germantown High School, later on graduated 5th in the class of 1923. And to be loved by my parents, Arthur and Clara, and my brother and sister, Lester and Maggie, well, was better than I ever hoped for myself, how things could be.
And the trains keep rolling, one every week, out of New York, Boston, Philadelphia, July 1918, Indiana. Orphan train arrives in Flintridge, Indiana.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Miss Velma Scott, the agent in charge of these children, and I have names, ages, and backgrounds of each child.
What a sham! Get these foreigner children out of our town!
Hey, don't pay him any mind. Town drunk.
And ain't we high and mighty now? Hypocrites, the whole lousy parcel of yous. Adoption into loving homes in a pig's eye. You just want cheap labor for your farms. And she knows it, and she's letting you do it.
Now, that's enough, sir. You don't know what you're saying. Hold your tongue in front of these children. You're scaring them.
And shouldn't they ought to be hearing the truth? At least you owe that to them.
Sebastian, you get on out of here right now before I tie you to my wagon and haul your sorry carcass to the jail, your second home.
I'll go, because I have no mind to watch these children handed out like cattle to you shameful hypocrites.
Sorry about him, ma'am. The name's Dobbs. My wife and I, we have 300 acres right outside of town. Plenty of room and fresh air for these orphans.
And all we have are 3 daughters, and they've all gotten married off. Yes, we do need help with chores, but we're fixing to bring home a boy and love him and raise him like our own and adopt him.
And any one of these boys would be suitable and delighted with a home as such you'd give him, ma'am.
And that's how the evening went in Flint Ridge, Indiana. The Dobbs took 2 boys with them, and then there were 8 of us left. And the rest of the girls got placed with families that night, except me. I was too old, the agent told me. 15, you're too old. Could run away or steal from them or cause trouble. Never knew my parents, no brother or sister. The matron said I had a tag written in German on my blanket that said my name was Marlena. But that's really all I know about who I am or where I'm from. Wish they just left me at the orphan asylum, taking care of the little ones.
I'm sorry, Marlena. We got 2 or 3 stops on the way back to New York. Come on, we'll eat some pie together on the train.
Wait, my neighbor said there was a girl left, and an older child.
Yes, can I help you?
Yes, the name's Mrs. Maddie Reitman, and I'd like to take the girl home with me, if I may.
Not meaning to be rude, ma'am, but the Aid Society set an age limit on adoptive and foster parents.
I'm a widow, to be sure, and in my 60s, but I'm well off and could give a good home to the girl.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but...
Wait, Miss Scott. I'll talk to the lady, if I may.
Well, I suppose it will be all right. I'll be by the train if you need me.
I'm Marlena Breck, ma'am.
And I'm Maddie Reitman, my dear, and I'm pleased to know you. How old are you, dear?
15, ma'am.
And how long have you been an orphan?
All my life.
So you're alone in the world now, are you?
Well, except for the orphan asylum. Yes, ma'am.
That makes 2 of us. I'm alone, too. Husband died 5 years ago, and our son, our only son, Albert.
Oh, he's handsome, ma'am.
Yes, he was. My boy, my only son. My people, what's left of them, are all back in Delaware, and they wouldn't know me.
So, you want me to come and live with you?
I have a nice house with a grocery and fruit market. It does real well, and I want to share it with someone, Marlena. My life has had its share of tragedies and joys, and there's not a thing I fear in this world, not even death, but I do fear being alone in my life and in my dreams. I guess all women do, alone in my deathbed. I don't want to choose a maid or nurse, Marlena. I'm in good health, still run my shop, and can afford to hire help if I want to. But to have a family again, someone to laugh with, to share, to care about, a dear girl like yourself to love. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Miss Maddie. I know all about loneliness, too. Seems like I'd be perfect for you. A younger child might be way too much for you.
So, Marlena, would you agree to go live with Miss Reitman?
Yes, I think me and Miss Maddie will get along fine.
Oh, you dear, dear girl. I will be a loving mother to you, to be sure.
Well then, ladies, looks like divine providence has brought the 2 of you together.
Maddie was true to her word, and we lived a wonderful life together. I was adopted and became Marlena Reitman, and lived with Maddie, where we ran the grocery together until her death at the age of 81. And I enjoyed a rich life of a good marriage, children, grandchildren, and friends. And Maddie was surrounded by her daughter, grandchildren, and friends at the end of hers.
Yes, you want the jacket? It'll take forever.
May 1919, an orphan train arrives in Iowa.
All right, boys and girls, we're in Rock Falls, Iowa. The good people of this town have been looking forward to meeting you for a month now and giving you new homes. Be real nice and polite if they ask you any questions. Off now, take your bags, stand in a single file line.
It was scary. I don't know what was gonna happen to me. The day we left, I was just eating breakfast that morning. And then the matron just tapped me on the shoulder. "You're going to Iowa," she said. I told her, "I can't go. I'm not an orphan. My mother's still living. She's in the hospital." But there was no use arguing. They put me on the train that day, and I never even got to say goodbye to my mother.
What's your name, boy?
Jakob. Jakob Levitz.
How old are you?
13.
You look like you'll do. Fairly strong looking, not puny.
And just like that, like a horse or something, she signed the papers and we went to her farm.
Now, listen here, boy. This ain't your home, it's mine. My husband died 2 years ago, and I've been running this farm ever since with 2 hired hands. You work for me, and I'll give you food, clothes, and a roof over your head. That's all I owe ya. You earn your
know
keep.
where the cane is?
You'll start school in about a month or so. Till then, you'll work the crops with me each day. What'd you say your name was?
Jakob.
Jacob? What kind of a name is that?
For me, a perfect name. It means Jacob.
Well, in that case, we'll just call you Jake. Now, go on and put your things in the shed.
Or they. I slept in the shed that night, dank and musty, and I cried. She woke me like a mule. No, I should have had it so good. The horse and mule had better shelters than I did. And never a kind word, not one. I felt like a slave, like my people under Pharaoh. I wrote to the agency, gave that letter to one of her hired hands, who gave it to the mayor. He came later that week.
Mrs. Stokes, ma'am, we've been getting reports that I haven't been treating that orphan boy right. Folks say you never let him off the farm, sleeps in the shed.
He has food, clothes, and a roof over his head. He works for his keep.
Like the other 2 boys that ran off as soon as they could. One with pneumonia. You promised us, Mrs. Stokes, you'd give us better treatment. We're taking the boy, ma'am.
Thank God for Mayor Reagan. They took me and put me with another family, Edward and Myra Krutz. An older couple, their other children were grown. So I was like an only child. They spoiled me. But as soon as I turned 18, back to New York, back to home I went. Back to my old neighborhood. My mother had died the year I left. I found out and got a place to stay with a rabbi and his family. And I never left New York again after that.
19. An orphan train leaves New York and travels west for over 3 weeks.
I'm so scared, Emma. Where did they say we were?
North Dakota. Medina, North Dakota. It's so cold here. How can it be cold like this in June?
I feel like we're at the ends of the earth. Like the train would fall off the edge if we went any further.
I just don't want to get on the train. I hope someone takes us. I'm so tired of riding. I just want to wash my face and sleep in a bed.
They have to take us. There's hardly any boys left.
Maybe we would tell them and the sisters. They'll take us both.
Miss Lyons would scold us for lying. She has the papers on all of us.
But we're sisters in spirit, Justina. So it ain't lying.
Here. Now, prick your hand. Now, no matter where we go, we'll know that we'll always be friends.
Hush now, children. The families are here. Line up. Stand up straight. Your best manners now.
I was taken in by a family in Medina that night. They wouldn't take Emma, though, no matter how much I begged. She's like my own sister, I said. We left New York together, been on the train a whole month. But no. How she cried when we said goodbye. She got back on the train with Miss Lyons, the only orphan left, and headed west for Bismarck. I never saw her again. Years later, I wrote to the orphan asylum for her address. They wrote back saying she had died of pneumonia 2 years earlier in Bismarck. She always did hate the cold. She was only 16. I've never had a friend so dear to me as Emma. And those days of riding on the orphan train stay with me, even now. At night sometimes, I think I'm on the train again, with Emma.
I was happy, but the other kids would hiss, "You're adopted."
They were nice, but they were strangers. It was scary sleeping in that bed.
I was adopted by my new parents' letter. But the other kids always refer to me as Orphan Girl. The Orphan, they call me.
They got a letter from New York. It was from my father to see if I was all right. They hid the letter. I didn't read it for 12 years.
It's hard to explain. You're loved, and you know that you're loved, like their own.
But a part of you worries it's not 100%. A part of them separates you from them.
It makes you wonder forever.
But they wouldn't give them to me.
Those records are sealed. You're adopted. Don't dwell on the past.
But we've a right to our past, to our connections with ourselves and where we came from.
And our roots are not to be thrown out like garbage.
I remember when I was little, back in New York, speaking Italian.
Yiddish.
German.
Gaelic.
Russian.
Polish.
Swedish.
Norwegian.
And now forgotten, lost.
What was my last name?
Do I still have people there?
Is my mother still alive?
My father?
My brother and sister, who were separated from me.
But we're all American, they tell us. A big melting pot.
And we'd all help to stir the melting pot a little faster.
If you were born into our family, we cannot love you more.
I was, and still am glad that I took the boy in and raised him.
We treated her like our own, and she gave us joy and made us proud.
No matter what I did for him, he was not happy. He was already ruined when he came to me.
I'm proud to have been an orphan train rider.
Lots of us turned out real well.
Found good homes. Not all of us now, but a lot of us.
And we were all given a chance.
Some of us even made a name for ourselves. Horace Scott, Governor of Alaska, Orphan Train Rider.
Andrew Burke, Governor of North Dakota, Orphan Train Rider.
William Bonney, known as Billy the Kid, outlaw orphan train rider.
I, Hazel Romana Martin, wife, mother, piano teacher, orphan train rider.
Allison Martin Durant, daughter of an orphan train rider.
Aaron James Durance, grandchild of an orphan train rider. Went to New York to find my grandmother's records.
Records found.
Records to riders finally opened. Lineage found. Ancestry traced. Over 2 million Americans, descendants of orphan train riders.
I, Edith Peterson, proud of my family and proud of my heritage. Proud and grateful for both.
Our heritage.
And our orphan train brotherhood.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. There are loved ones in the glory whose dear forms you often miss. When you close your earthly story, will you join them in their bliss? One by one their seats were emptied, one by one they went away. Here the circle has been broken. Will it be complete one day? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. In the sky, Lord, in the sky.
From 1854 to 1929, over 200,000 children rode the orphan trains across America.
Mostly children of immigrants.
They went to 48 states and Indian territories.
Colorado, 1,563 riders.
Connecticut, 1,588 riders.
Illinois, 9,172 riders.
Indiana, 3,955 riders.
Iowa, 6,675 riders.
Michigan, 5,326 riders. Missouri, 6,088 riders.
New Jersey, 4,977 riders.
New York State, 33,053 riders.
North Dakota, 975 riders. Ohio, 7,272 riders.
Pennsylvania, 2,679 riders.
Texas, 1,327 riders.
Virginia, 1,634 riders.
Wisconsin, 2,750 riders.
Minnesota, 3,258 riders.
The last orphan train left New York in 1929 for West Texas. All were boys, all were adopted.